he's going to find himself getting passed by multiple cars. I mentioned earlier on, so New York in a very precarious situation, but he often finds himself in these places. Doesn't qualify as well as he races. Only up front, they are getting with Lee Aberdeen and Luca Varani, not very far apart at all here. But I just want to see how Alistair Hayes deals with Marcello Kessler coming around the old hairpin. And I would say it's not the best decision I've ever made, just not having done that under the safety car, really.
Yeah, they're taking their pit stop strategies from Ferrari lately, isn't it? What's going on?
In turn one, just too much gas on them, too much feet on the out pedal, and unfortunately he's dropped him all the way down the order. But Philip Hammer is out in front by an 8.91 seconds.
On November 7th, 2023, the Triple Bypass Late Model Series revved up the excitement at Concord Speedway for another wild race. In the 9th race of the season, spanning 110 laps, drivers experienced amazing competition with 5 leaders and an impressive 13 lead changes. The race was marked by a surprising 11 caution periods, adding an extra layer of complexity to the strategic moves on the track. Number 27, Justin Hazlitt, starting in the 2nd position, dominated late in the race and accumulated a total of 37 points, leading for 18 laps. The fastest lap of the race was recorded by Hazlitt at 15:8 seconds, once again showcasing his speed and taking the victory. Matt Pericini secured the 2nd position in a successful return to the series. His number 24 car finished just 2.3 seconds behind Hazlitt, but wasn't able to push through for the lead. In the 3rd spot was number 46, Jeff Slaughter, earning 30 points. Slaughter faced tough competition but demonstrated speed for the entire race. He finished just 2.98 seconds behind the leader. James Honeycutt claimed the 4th position, with Ward Fisher grabbing 5th from an 11th place start. The race had more than its fair share of incidents that included the number 40 car, who was bumped from the lead and sending him to the back after leading for 73 of the 110 laps. This race at Concord Speedway was fast and furious and set up a great battle to see how the top 5 shapes up in this championship season. We hope you enjoy this Triple Bypass Late Model Series recap. We'll see you next time.
Good evening, race fans. Welcome to Martinsville Speedway. It is race number 10 of the Triple Bypass Late Model Series. It's Tuesday night, means it's time to go late model racing, this time from the smallest NASCAR NextGen track of Martinsville. But we don't have the NextGens here today. We've got the paperclip running the late models tonight. So late models a little more used to running these smaller tracks. We're glad you could join us. I'm Chris Hannigan, PBJ, here with Mr. Dean Biggles. Hello, Biggles. How are you, sir?
Good evening. Good evening. Very good. Thank you.
Hey, let's talk about the standings and get caught up. We're running a little bit behind tonight, so we're going to do some quick math here to get caught up. We are essentially looking at the standings for Season 3 heading into the final, or heading into race number 10. Justin Haslett leading 7 wins on the season so far, commanding 97-point lead over Jeff Slaughter. Al Corey P3, Thomas Haslett P4, James Honeycutt P5. And that is the top 5 heading into the race. We're going to do just the top 5 for now. We'll come back and recap the rest of them later in the season. At this point, we're in a 2-minute warm-up, so the drivers are doing a warm-up before the race. The 2 heat races are completed at this point. I'll give you a quick rundown of the standings of those. Of course, the heat races do set the grid for the feature race. Heat 1 results here. Justin Haslett, again, your championship leader, wins the heat race number 1. It's going to put him on pole for the feature. Ryan Hyatt, Thomas Haslett, Nick Halda, Brian Dickens round out the top 5. Let's go ahead and look at the second heat race. Results from that coming up on the screen. That's going to be Thomas Hood Jr. taking the win. He's going to start on the outside of the front row for the feature race. Justin Bentley, Adam Schoen, Al Corey, and Mark Herzig in the top 5 there. So that'll be your top 10 for the feature itself. Biggles, do we have those standings to bring up? I'm not sure if you get them until we actually get to the session or not. But
what do you mean by that? Sorry, sir.
The actual the standings for the start of the feature, sir. Do we have those, or do we get those when it rolls forward?
Oh, you mean like
after
the grid?
Yeah.
Yes. No, not yet. So it'll come up.
Okay, so we'll get that in a second. Then I've got it actually. If I hit the button over here, yep. So it's going to be Justin Haslett, and Thomas Hood. Or let's try that one more time. Justin Haslett and T.A. Hood are going to be the front row, the 2 winners of the heat race. There we go. Inside of row 2, it's going to be Ryan Hyatt, Justin Bentley on the outside. Inside of row 3, Thomas Haslett, Adam Schoen. Inside of row 4, Nick Halda. Outside row 4, Al Corey. Then it's Brian Dickens, Mark Herzig on row number 5. Ben Harcum, Jeff Slaughter on row number 6. And that's going to take us over to row number 7, which is going to be John Campbell, the Nas, John Crutchley on the outside of that one. Row number 8, Matt Harmon, Mike Weida on the outside. Ryan Murray on row number 9, Grant Parker. That's going to be James Honeycutt, Jared Jackson, Lewis Flowers, Jason Benson. And Jason Benson will be the final driver on the grid. 22 drivers strong here tonight at Martinsville. And now, Biggles, we can take a breath and get ready to watch this awesome race here on the paperclip.
Should be absolutely fun, as you said. Short track. It's over and done with. You blink and you miss it. You got a lap in there. And welcome out there, chat. Well, it's over and under on yellows. I say 6. What do you think about that, Chris?
Over under on what? I'm sorry, you caught me multitasking there, Biggles. I apologize. Well, over under on what?
On yellows.
So we don't do yellows in the late models in this series. This is going to be a no. What am I talking? We don't do tire. We don't do
tires. We do cautions.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
We do cautions. We don't do tires. I apologize. Yeah, we're going to have a few yellows here. Absolutely. This is a track that just breeds yellow flags. It's tight. Late models are used to running on small tracks, but it is a very it's bumpins racing here. There's no banking in the corners to hold the cars. You tend to lean on the other ones if you can. But yeah, here I think we're getting ready to go green. No, pace car's gonna take them around one more time. So 2 warm-up lap here before we go green. But yeah, Justin Haslett there on the inside is gonna have a good run, a good opportunity to kind of set the pace here. Of course, triple bypass, what they do is on the first start of the race, you take off when the green flag actually comes out. They don't let the leader kind of dictate that pace. They do it on the flag. Of course, the subsequent restarts are done by the leader. So it should be a nice, orderly 2x2 start as they head across the grid. And I think we'll have, 90 laps here tonight on the Juicebox 90 here. So maybe, yeah, I'll take the over on that, Biggles. I'll say it's going to be more than 6.
Well, we're going to find out in a minute, because there we go. Green, green, green. It should be. Barney will be waving that flag, and we should go racing. And on a second, there it is. There's Barney. That's
coming out of turn 4. It's going to be Haslett on the inside, Hood on the outside. He's going to line up. The green flag's going to come out, and they're going to fire down into turn 1, catch a gear or 2, get right back on the brakes, heading into turn 1. Look at the jump Hood got on the outside. He's going to go ahead and drop down to the inside, take the lead heading into turn 1. The trick here, Biggles, you want to get down to that lower lane as quickly as you can. There is not a second groove here. You want to be right there on that red and white curb on the inside. This is exactly what Mr. Hood Jr. did up front. He's going to secure the lead, lap number 1, lead the field across the line, single file in the top 5. Second, they're side by side for P6 in the back. The front 5 are going to just settle in line here. No yellow, made it through the first lap and a half. So far, so good. As we file into turn 3, it's starting to settle down behind. Now we're looking back here at the 45 car. That's going to be the Al Corey, actually. Excuse me, I was looking for the name there. Al Corey's going to settle in the middle. He's going to drop in right behind Looks like Harcum and Dickens running side by side. That's going to be the 79 car of Schoen. He's going to drop in there right in front of him. He's going to get pushed up a little bit. I don't know if he maybe got spooked a little bit by Herzig sticking his nose in there, but he kind of shot up the track. Everybody survived living another day. Actually, Schoen's going really slow. He's losing a lot of speed there on the front straightaway. I wonder if he got the wall or hardware issue or something. He's dropping back.
There he is there. Exactly.
I wonder what's going on there. He's losing all kinds of pace here. Not sure. I didn't really see what I saw him kind of just shoot up in turn 3 on lap 2 there. It looks like he's back up to speed now. Maybe just dropped to the back for one reason or another, but meanwhile, back up front, it's going to be.
Hood's got a nice gap
here.
Building Brazzy. Almost got a second there for a second. It was half a second, but that's not a bad gap to be out in the front there. Look at that. It's just turn, really. There is no much of a straightaway, but it's good wheel-to-wheel racing so far. No caution. Just probably a little bit of contact with the walls. So you see a couple of drivers going 3 abreast back there, but this is it. They're going to get these laps over pretty quickly, you'd have to say, at this rate, because we're at 6 of 90.
They're only about 20-second laps here. They go by quick when it's green flag. I can tell you from the NextGen race here we had a couple weeks ago, we had more cautions in that race than I think we've had in the entire season. As you see the 76 here of Honeycutt go to the inside under Weta there in the 56. The Napa machine is going to take that position, move up to P14. If he can clear him out of 4, he's going to wash up a little bit. I think that kind of spooked Weta there. He's going to open up the wheel and go up to the wall. I don't think we'd expect him to kind of slide out that much. You want to stay on that curb if you can. Maybe the tires come up the temperature here. Drivers kind of settle into the rhythm. Of course, remember, no tire changes here, so you're going to run this set the entire race. Tires here aren't really a huge concern. There's an incident. There we go. It's the 57 machine of Herzig's around. Looks like Al Corey's involved.
Yeah.
The 45 is in there as well. The Napa machine up in the air. Bunch of drivers here. And that's one of the things you see at Martinsville as well. You get between those walls, it kind of causes a huge roadblock. They still got to settle this out. The leaders are up here now.
Yeah.
Are the leaders going to let them figure this out?
It's a complete roadblock
here.
Yeah,
everybody's stopped here. That's a very gentlemanly thing to do. The leaders could just go by. Maybe they're on race control, turn it by. Hey, just go ahead and stop for a second. Let everybody settle this out. iRacing race control is enough difficulty as it is. And maybe, I don't know if Al can turn to the right there or not, but let's see what happened here. This is going down the back straightaway. Looking at Al Corey in the 45. He's going to dive it in the turn 1. He's got looks like the 46 behind him.
It's the 46 there.
He got the curb. If you touch that curb, it gets nasty quick. So he's going to get dumped. Then the 46 is going to get dumped. And then everybody's going to check up. 117 is going to dump 57. Then we all start stacking in and just nowhere to go. Surprised how long it took everybody to settle that out.
Yeah, exactly. There it is. We've also got our live drive sponsor of today as well, our driver sponsor, and that's Matt Harmon there. So, Matty, who is currently at the moment, well, they're sorting themselves out, of course, under the caution, but should get to Matt here in a second.
Yeah, I think they're going to sort out. Remember, they don't count the yellow flag here, flag laps in this series. So our race control goes haywire during these yellow flags because it says the drivers overtake. It's not sure what's going on. If I'm looking at it correctly, I think our driver sponsor there, 28, is currently sitting P13 in this race, if my scoring is correct. So he was involved in that accident. There he is on pit road. Good-looking race car there, by the way. I like the colors.
Yeah, big dinged up at the front there, but it is a good-looking race car.
You can buff that out. You can buff it out. So we made it, a total of, 9 laps so far? And 9 out of 90, so we're almost there, 10th of the way in. So we've got a good start. Now, the thing about Martinsville, it is such a small track. If they do start side by side again, if they come through 2 by 2, maybe they do a single file start. They do consecutive ones. We've seen that happen a few times before. But yeah, cautions breed cautions here. Yellows breed yellows. It's not when everybody's stacked on top of each other. It's very easy to see folks turn each other, which is the nature of what happens here. So.
Nothing wrong with that. Yep, it's inevitable to happen out there in the chat. Please also let us know your thoughts of what's going on, which is was it we run? Where run? I'm gonna really just completely and utterly destroy that one. My apologies, my friend. Are you reading that, Chris? Maybe you can get it right.
I was actually trying to look up what Juicebox is here. This Juicebox
Yeah.
90. It's. I'll check out the chat in a second. Apologies, but yeah, this the Juicebox logo down there that was on the screen up in the top right there. That's so cool. It's like the go karts and everything. And
Yeah.
I was doing some research. So the Juicebox division is for kids age 5 and under to go race Radio Flyer Ultimate 24-volt karts. It's the place many kids get their racing start in the United States. How cool is that?
That is excellent. That is, yeah. I think Al had sent someone a message about that before. I was a little confused because I was like, what is it? This is not what we're commentating on tonight, is it? That's the main sponsor, of course, of the Jukebox.
Yeah,
Where is that available?
I don't have that. I'll look that up here in a second. But yeah, I was just big props to Matt Harmon for bringing that in, checking that out. I'm gonna check that out here in the next yellow. We got one more lap to go green here. It looks like they extended it, so we are going to go around at least 2 more times. Pace lights are on, so I'm doing that. Let me pull up and see if I can look up some more info on this Jukebox thing, because I am interested in that.
Yeah, if it's in your neck of the woods, that would be something pretty cool. Did you get you got a son out there, right? Get your son in there.
I do, yeah. I got an 11-year-old. He's interested in this thing. Took him out kart racing one time, and he had a blast the first time around. The second time around, it's electric karts. I think he kind of dragged the brake, and what happened was he dragged the brake and the throttle at the same time. It kind of kills everything. And he went up one of the hills at the kart track, and it just kind of rolled backwards. And he turned the wheel right into the wall and kind of flung himself around. I think that kind of spooked him a little bit. So, yeah, there you go, 5 and under. This is awesome. 5 and under for karts. Radio Flyer Ultimate Karts. And I don't have any location info, but looks like it's based out of it's in Florida. There you go.
Uh-huh.
Florida, that's not far from me. Not far from you either if you go across the water there, Biggles.
Yeah, 3-hour flight. Exactly.
Pace car lights are still on. They extended it again. I think they're trying to sort out the grid here a little bit.
Yeah, wondering next time around, maybe we can get somebody. Do we usually have a young? Because I apologize, I haven't broadcasted this fantastic.
We do. Yeah. We bring them in.
We'll
bring them in next time, next yellow. Maybe we'll talk to Matt, learn more about this Jukebox.
That's great.
Called it Jukebox, but Juicebox. I love that. It reminds me of the old Bandolero series. It was another youth-driven. They weren't running karts there. They're actually running small, like compact car type things with go-kart motors on them. But anyway, going back green here. Looks like the grid's going to be T.A. Hood Jr. up there in front. It's going to be Hazlitt, Justin Bentley, Ryan Hyatt, Thomas Hazlitt, and Nick Howard is going to be your first 4 rows of the grid. Green flag is out. They're going to go ahead and go. Remember, the leader sets the grid or sets the pace on the restarts. Hood got a great jump there. It's going to drop. Looks like Hazlitt's going to stay in P2. You got Bentley there on the outside, Hyatt on the inside. Hyatt's going to try to make a move for P3 down the back straightaway here. Can he keep the nose under Bentley in the turn 3? Looks like he does. A little more action further back in the back, still side by side. And look at that. I tell you what, Bentley's holding strong there. Not gonna yield that position just yet. Looks like Bentley's looks like he may have just dropped there. Now he's gonna drop back behind. So that's gonna move, or Bentley up to P3. Hyatt's gonna drop back to P4 right there. That inside line is the lane you want around this track. I mean, the second lane works, but it's not something that you want to count on a whole lot. And you see, there's single file now, top 5 single file. Pretty much everybody back to about P11, P12 right now. Single file on the grid. Start pulling their gaps, get into their rhythm, determine what kind of pace they've got, what kind of strategy, what kind of tire burn are they going to have. Fuel shouldn't be an issue here, obviously. Look at that little paper clip. Man, it's such a small track.
It's the only one I've ever broadcast, the luxury of broadcasting before, where you can see every single one of the cars from the static loop cam.
Turn 2, that was tight there. Yeah, the thing here, I mean, the corners have a little bit of banking for these stock cars, but stock cars are heavy. They need that banking to help turn the cars. Whenever you have a flat corner like this, you'll see the car actually change its driving characteristics over the run as the tires wear. It maybe get a little more looser, maybe a little tighter. When we did the NextGen series here, the cars got pretty tight over the run as those tires burned down. It's more like an understeer condition, right? You see the 43 here, Grant Parker, having all kinds of trouble. That second lane is not where you want to be, especially when these tires start to wear on those marbles. So up, you can see them there on your screen a little bit on the upper lane there. And of course, you got 2 different, road properties here. You got concrete down there on the bottom, and you got that asphalt up top. those do behave a little bit differently. The concrete gives you a little bit more grip. It matters mainly on the restarts. When you put the power down, you got one wheel on asphalt, one wheel on concrete. You'll see these drivers try to position their cars in spots there. You see how tight it is. You want to get right up on the bumper of the car in front of you, but sometimes the netcode can do some strange things with that. But yeah, hard on the brakes, pretty much hard as you can. It's 2 hairpins. Imagine racing a road course, it's hairpin after hairpin. That's exactly what this is. At least a great racing, but it can be frustrating as a driver because you really don't have a lot of room to overtake. You've got to really kind of do some dive bombs going into the corner there, or hope the driver in front of you makes a mistake.
Yeah, you set up on the inside, otherwise you have to go up onto the asphalt area, isn't it, on the outside? And that's also a risk when you're exiting the corner here. The driver's going to have to allow you to say, hey, you're on the very right-hand side, of course. I'd imagine as a race driver, you really are listening to your spotter a lot, aren't you? Your spotter's always going to be right on top of it because the cars are so close together, as you can see on this tight paperclip on the track.
In iRacing too, it can do some weird things. It sometimes the netcode will call out car inside when it's really not quite there yet. So the spotter is there meant to be an aid, and these drivers are good enough here. They're not going to rely on them exclusively. You don't want to do that. As you see, maybe a move for P2 here. Ryan Hyatt's getting a little racy. He's starting to stick a nose under there on the inside of Justin Hazlitt, and he didn't quite get that drive off the corner, but he's kind of just peeking in there. But what that does is it burns the tires more because you're shortening the arc into the corner. And if you look on the racetrack, Biggles, you can see it really well in the concrete. You're starting to see some tire tracks come down on the concrete itself. Especially, I saw it just that last lap when Hyatt was going in, right in the middle of the corner. If you look right behind that right front tire, you'll see some black marks starting to get laid on the road. And whenever you see that, those tires are getting scrubbed really, really hard. And it's lap 21 of 90. It's maybe a little too early to be scrubbing the tires that hard. Just kind of run your race, settle into your rhythm. Don't let them get away. And Herzig here is going to make a move under the inside of the 76 car. That's Ben Harcum. So Herzig up a position.
Yep. Teasing me with the In-N-Out burger too. Damn you.
Oh, man. Yeah. That's not. I'm sorry. I need to get my glasses checked. That's Honeycutt in the 76, not Ben Harcum. Harcum's in the 78 car. So apologies for that. We'll get it. But anyway, Herzig's up in position. Recognize that car all day long. Meanwhile, the 28 car, that's going to be our race sponsor.
Matty's under pressure at the moment, isn't he, from Mike here?
Yeah, he's dropping down. He's going to lose that spot. Now, you see, 56 car. You see him get that curb. That's the biggest risk of this track. There's a red and white, like old style Watkins Glen curb on the inside that if you touch it, it just de-wedges the car and makes it want to come around, especially on throttle. So, nice job there from the car that just touched it, not losing it.
That's dropping back quite a few places just now.
Yeah.
So what that is he's trying to protect his tires a little bit, willing to give up some positions. I mean, we've still got 66 laps to go, so he's got plenty of time. You know that those tires, if they're going to come to you towards the end of the race later on, that's when you're going to need them. But at the moment, he's been under pressure. He had that accident before.
Yeah,
right? That was repaired.
Well, you would think it's repaired. Maybe he didn't take his fast repair. Maybe he just took a little bit of the optional damage repair. Maybe he's got maybe he's still got some wheel damage or something going on there. And that car's just not performing the way he likes. But meanwhile, performing up front, Hazlitt still just running his line. And this is, yellow's out. That's going to be the 122 car. Brian Dickens is around in turn 3 in an awkward position there.
It could be
He's on the inside of the curb. He actually lost that, I think, going into turn 3 and kind of rolled down into that spot. Let's see what happened here. This is coming off of turn 2. You got the 51 car of Jared Jackson right behind him. Okay, so he's already getting thrown a block there from Louis Flower right in front of him. And so Flower's already in the middle of the track throwing the block. The 51 tried to sell the dummy and just missed it. Now, did he get the pit wall? He just missed the pit wall. Yeah. So that maybe just got away with some damage there. But yeah, definitely, Brian Dickens there, I think, was looking on the inside of 2 cars that were already on the inside and tried to fling it back around. Brian Dickens was the one that was turned around. That's the 51 of Jared Jackson that swung around and clipped him in the rear. So he's already got it. See, they're all looking down here. There's not a lane there to try to make a dive. So he backed. Oh, you see what happened? Yeah, Dickens backed off early there a little bit.
Yeah, he lifted, didn't he? Just a little lift, and he got tagged from behind because, of course, they were milliseconds apart. So there's
not much time to react for something like that. But Looks like a little bit of cosmetic damage on that really shiny rear end on that car.
Actually,
The
reminds
spec map
me,
is
if you want to pull
reflective.
in, Matt's not in the pit road right now, but if you do want to pull in, real quick there, of course, our driver sponsor.
Yeah, let me try to grab him real quick if I can find the button. Here we go. Let's see if I can grab Matt Harmon here. Matt Harmon is PBJ and Biggles in the booth. Got a copy?
Got a copy.
Hey, buddy, checking out this Juicebox division sponsored race. I'm really interested in this. Can you tell us a little bit more about it?
Yeah, it's a division that's here in the U.S. that allows kids 5 and under, 5 to 3 years old, I think, to get out on the track, learn the rules, get some experience, and hopefully keep this racing thing going for years to come.
That sounds fantastic, man. I saw that. I looked really interested. Looked it up. Looks like a great cause and a great series. Your race not looking so great so far. Looks like you got caught up in that first incident and got pulled back to the back here on this last run. How's everything going?
It's going. We're trying to be patient and just buy our time. Tried to stay out of the caution, but couldn't lock it up quick enough. But it's all good.
All right, man. Long race to go. We'll keep an eye on you. All right. Talk to you later.
All right, appreciate it.
Yeah, excellent. There you go. So
Mark
that was from
Herzig.
Matt.
No,
Matt.
not Matt Harmon.
Matt
Oh my
Harmon.
gosh.
Yes.
My names are off, Biggles. I apologize.
You're right.
And everyone watching, it'll get it by the end of the race.
Yeah, I was just going to, I wouldn't forget about any of that damage that he suffered on that after dropping a couple of those places. But that's all right. I mean, he said he's
trying to
feeling
figure it
okay.
out.
So
Yeah, he's trying to stay away from the trouble, I think, at this point.
Well,
So they're going to go 2 by 2. I think they're getting ready to go back to racing. They got that one sorted out a lot quicker than they got the first one. I think when you have guys stop on the track, the race control starts going nuts. So took a little bit extra time to get that sorted out, but we're going to go back to racing here. It's going to be...
I'm just wondering if anybody's going to bring it currently at the moment to Thomas, because he's always had these race starts, hasn't he? He's always had this race lead. I don't think he's yielded at one lead of this race just yet. But over to you, Chris.
Mr. Hood took it on the start of the race. He's going to take it now for the second restart. He's going to get a good launch there from Justin Hazlitt on the outside. He's going to clear him in the turn 1. Look at the dive down from Justin Bentley, and the caution's out again. Justin Bentley just kind of snuck up and took the inside of that P3 right there. Meanwhile, Al Corey's around going into turn number 1.
It's just Al, unfortunately, too. Yeah. So it's the boss man.
Probably got some help, if I'm guessing. Probably got a little bit of help there. But let's see what the replay shows us, because Martinsville, you typically get help. So it's on the restart. Let's see. He's going to get looks like a decent launch there. Did he just get run over by the 46 car? It's going to be Jeff Slaughter right behind him.
Yeah.
No, it's going to be the 62. Oh, wow. What a hook. Can we see that one more time? That was the 62 of Louis Flower. Louis getting a lot of TV time tonight. Let's see. He's going in.
So
I don't know if Louis turned down or just, I mean, that was a weird. You don't see cars hook like that when they're loaded up on the right side heading into a corner.
Is this Louis here? Yeah. So yeah, there's Al. That should be Al to your left, right?
Yeah, it's Al on the inside. So they're just taking the restart here, just running a straight line.
So
did Al come up, or did they just kind of?
There. That's hard to tell, isn't it?
I don't know, man. That could be net code. That could be both guys. I mean, I don't think it's really either one of their faults. That's just an unfortunate incident there. And it slung out all the way around. He's going to get that car repaired up, get it nice and pretty again.
Yeah, he might have to pull Al in a second after he gets that car back out, I guess, so we can have a chat to the boss man himself.
Let's see if I can pull him in here.
Yeah, he's just coming out. Of the pit
no,
right
he's not in the a spot where I can pull him in.
Oh,
so.
he stopped too. Why is he stopped? He's just
the field's got to go by. I think that's
okay.
probably the pit lane exit's closed. Yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't want to remerge him right in the middle of traffic, so he'll probably go now. There he goes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh well, we can't.
There you go.
To Al, but what about anybody else who'd like to have a chat to? Anybody in the chat itself who'd like to have a yarn to? Please do, if we have them available. I mean,
we don't have very many drivers in the driver's room. I think the admins started going to their own little super secret channel where I can't pull them in.
Yeah.
So ask where Mr. Corey's going to be, because he is the boss man. And we'll let this one go, because it's probably got to go green, or one lap to green next time. But next time, let me bring in the Naj or somebody up front here. We'll take a look at what's going on. Mr. Hood Jr., though, I don't think he's got a win this season. Let me pull the standings up.
Yeah, look at the standings at the moment. We'll go over them again here. These are the standings, of course, for the season.
There you go. Yeah, so we talked about it before. Justin Hazlitt, I mean, you're talking 9 races into the season here. He's won 7 of them. Jeff Slaughter, P2, Al Corey, P3, Thomas Hazlitt, the elder, is going to be P4. This is going to be Honeycutt, Jared Jackson, Ryan Hyatt, Nick Halda, and then our race leader down there in P9. Only 1 top 5 and 4 top 10s so far this season. I see that graphics got blocked, but I got it up over here. He's also got 9 starts. So he's started every race so far this season. Only 1 top 5. So good showing so far for Mr. Hood Jr. as we get ready to go back to green, Biggles.
Yes. I was just wondering if we're missing. Here's Jeff. Jeff's down on P9 position. Justin, of course, they're in the championship. Well, he's second in this race, and he's right up at the top of the championship. This is obviously great for Thomas. I'm at the end of the day, I always prefer any driver that's never had a race win to have a race win. It's always great in any sport, anyway. At the end of the day, here we go. Green flag.
Well,
63
can you
to
hold
go.
the pressure off? I don't say that. You saw they did a single file restart this time. That was a consecutive yellow. Then they go back to back like that. They don't go double file second time around. Just kind of promotes cleaner racing. But yeah, so here's the thing. The storyline for Thomas here, for Mr. Hood Jr., he's got to stay up front. He's got to manage his tires, and he's got to avoid the pressure of the Hazlitt on his bumper the whole time he's doing it. So a little bit cleaner restart, and everybody's single file. They're going to stay that way, except for this battle right here. It's the Naj in the 48 getting overtaken by the 15 car, or trying to overtake by the 15 car of Nick Halda. The 56 car of Mike Weeda is going to try to slide under as well. 48 car's got to get back down to that lower lane, or the 117 is going to stick his nose in there as well. He is right here. He's going to settle in behind. So he lost 2 positions there on the restart.
Oh, that was a big lift. Almost threw John off. John's had to lift off, and it's allowed Matt to come through there.
He's going to lose like 2 or 3 spots there. Yeah, and that was just a reaction brake check. I mean, I think.
Oh!
There it is. Is that going to cause a yellow, or is he going to gather it up? He did gather it up. No yellow. They're going to keep going.
That's going to bring Al back into play there. Look at that now. Al's kind of caught the pack there after having been held up in pit road. And that's just unfortunate for Matt. He's just trying to stay out of trouble, that kind of thing, isn't he? He said for our driver sponsor of the race.
Trouble sometimes will find you no matter what. Yes. Trouble will track you down. As, the field now, I mean, that little stack up is to make it his 22nd lap. It doesn't take much to get into the grasp of possibly going a lap down. So these guys aren't that much further up the road. But, here we go. So Hood's actually pulling up a nice little gap here. Now, I think we've seen this storyline before, though, Biggles. I think you and I actually called a race on this a few weeks ago. I don't remember I don't remember the track, but essentially we've seen drivers pull away like this. But with no tire changes, once those tires burn off, you don't get them back, right? And we see these more veteran drivers who are more consistent top, like the Hazlitt and the Hyatt and these guys. They'll start running these guys down on older tires. So that's the storyline I'm watching for Hood, is can he maintain those tires and not fall off here at about 30 laps?
Well, that's the interesting thing, because let's kind of ride on board, as a race driver. So we'll ride on board for a second of Hood. And tell me how it's feeling at the moment. Let's move up to 56 to go. It's a lot of laps, of course, but does it look like he's fighting?
Dives it in. A little bit of oversteer on entry. Turns it to about 9:30, 10 o'clock there in the middle. Let's watch him flick it in here into turn number 1. Little flick there. Car's going to rotate around. Turns it to about the same position. So what we need to do is take that baseline and then compare it to Hazlitt and P2. Can we do that real quick?
We're going to do that right now.
Let's see how Hazlitt's. Look how much. See if he's turning his wheels much. Not quite as much. You see the difference there? Look at that little tape that's right in the middle of the wheel.
Yep.
You saw when Hood was driving, he's took it all the way to about 9 o'clock. Look how far Hazlitt's going. Not quite as far, maybe about 10 o'clock. So that little difference in the wedge you put into your wheel is going to save the tires exponentially in the long run. So I think that's what we're going to see here, is Hazlitt's going to save his tires. He could probably go a little bit quicker if he wanted to. He's going to save the tires, though. And I'm going to say probably at about 30, 40 laps, somewhere around there, maybe about 20 to go, you're going to see that difference really start to show.
Ooh, that was a little wiggle, isn't it, from Mike's car here?
That's the second time we've seen Mike do that. Yeah. The car gets on the inside and kind of spooks him, and I don't know. It's almost like you don't have a spotter on, and the car, you just like, car inside. You kind of react to it. Car inside here. It's going to be Halda going under the inside of the 76 car of James Honeycutt. He's going to keep the nose there down the back straightaway. He's going to give him a good line in the 3. It might take a few more corners to get the move done. If he can get the power off the corner, which he does, you start to see the field stacking up behind here a
Yeah,
little
look
bit.
at the gap we have already merging, isn't it? This is two separate races, essentially, that's going on the same track at the same time. And I just want to see if I can see it back further here so that we can kind of see from John's perspective, because you can see those cars up the road there. Not too much of a view.
At this point, these guys are all kind of getting choked up and held up by that battle in front. You see how they're still going side by side again. So now these guys are just going to start getting racy. It's going to be the 51 and the 56. It's going to be Jackson versus Weta here. Meanwhile, you got Brian Dickens trying to figure out which lane's going to take. And you saw the 76 there. So Honeycutt tried to back off and slide it down to the inside, but now that mistake, because he didn't find a gap, that mistake's going to cost him 2 positions, maybe 3, as the 56 sends it in there pretty deep.
That's hurting.
They're going to settle down and keep going here.
Well, another bad thing I'd have to. It's certainly very, very bad. We've lost. No, I was going to say we've actually lost one driver. I was going to say it's not. It's Jason Benson's retired from this race at the moment. He's just gone. I don't know where he's disappeared to. Maybe in a connection issue or something like that we've all had. But so we're down to 21.
Bump and run there. They're starting to get a little racy up here.
Yeah, here's Thomas Hazlitt.
Yeah, I think Thomas maybe got the bumper on Ryan Hyatt there last turn. But it doesn't take much in these cars. I mean, you just kind of a little bit of a nudge. You can lean a little bit, but when these cars are loaded and you get all the weight kind of on that left rear, it doesn't take much just to push them around. Just a little nudge, all it takes, and that car breaks traction and around it goes. And if you spin here, you're going to cause one of these bottlenecks like you saw in the 9th lap of the race. 78 car, Ben Harkham here is getting racy with Louis Flowers. And he's going to try to sit it around the outside. And Louis not quite a smooth entry there. But Louis giving him the room. So we talk about it's hard to make a move on the outside. It's not impossible, but it's hard. And Harkham's trying. He's going to send it. That's what you got to do. You got to send it, and you got to get the traction off. And that's where it really gets hard. If you send it in, usually you sacrifice the exit. So you got to pick one or the other. And he's going to settle back down to the bottom and live to try another day here. Because now he's under threat from, it looks like Jeff Slaughter there in this 46 car.
You're right. This is the thing too I want to ask you, Chris, because you got it's fantastic racing league. These drivers get along quite well, of course. They might have little moments, but I think they're best of friends. They're enjoying it, and you have to have that appreciation, don't you? Because you said if you're sticking your nose in there, James always said that a lot too, isn't it? You're gonna get chopped off. And these drivers are doing that. Like, for example, here now, 79 has to go, all right, the 75's on the outside, so I can't go up high and allow him the space, but also try to be defensive as possible too, right? Because you don't want to give the position up. Say he'd just drive around the outside of me. You got to try to make it as difficult as possible. See, he knows he's just got the advantage there. He's ahead, so therefore he can tuck back into his racing line form. But also at the same time, as you saw, when they're racing, they want to make sure that they give just enough. But how much do you want to give your opponent, right? Just a little taste, but not the full pie.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly right. And a lot of it comes down to oval etiquette versus road etiquette. And, I know James is very familiar with road racing. And you're right, in road racing, you will get chopped if your nose is in. But in oval racing, it's different. You don't own a corner or an exit like you do in road racing. That just doesn't exist in oval. So if someone just gets a part of a fender underneath you, and you chop them, guess who's going around? You are. It's not like a road course where you can chop them and spin them. So here, if you get a nose under somebody, then more than likely they're going to leave the room. And if they don't, more than likely they're going to get turned. So you'll see that happen a lot here, and it leads to a lot more give and take, but also leads to a lot more side-by-side racing that normally you wouldn't see on something like a road course. So, for example, Harkham there going to send the nose under, and you see how the 62. He wasn't really there, but he left the lane just in case Harkham maybe got on the brakes a little too late. Now 62 is going to be right back down on that curb. It's just oval racing versus road racing. You see a lot of road guys really struggle with that when they come over. And you see a lot of oval guys struggle with that on the road racing side because they think that you're going to leave a space, and they're like, nope, I'm going to chop the door and close you off. So it's funny to kind of watch that.
And on top of it, you got this lap traffic coming up the road there, as you can see, and they're doing their right thing. You can see on the high wall, that's the 63. That's Ryan. And he's just trying to, he's riding. Look at, he's already got a dinged up their car at the front. You can see that tire sticking out on the side of the fender.
That car definitely doesn't look right, does it?
And he's doing his right thing. You can see how slow it is at the moment. I wonder if you should jump in there and do some repairs. I mean, you do have 37 laps to go. Maybe waiting for a caution or something.
Yeah, and they do
Yeah.
waiver rounds here too.
Yeah.
I think they just do the lucky dog, which is the first car on the lap down. So decent chance you'll get that lap back at some point. But wait for the yellow. I mean, you're not going to lose. You're going to lose way more time to pit than the green flag right now.
Okay. Yeah.
So yeah, you're going to go around and you'll lose, a tenth every lap for 20 laps. So you lose 2 seconds versus all the rest of it. But up front, I mean, we're coming up on 30 laps to go here. I think got 34 to be exact right now, and Hood's still leading out front. Maybe we go back to the onboard and see how much more he's turning the wheel at this point. See if it's actually changing. If the tires are actually going away. He's all the way down there again, about 9 o'clock. Let's see if watch him over here in turn 1. And again, maybe we compare that to Hazlitt behind. He's going to flick in, crank it all the way down to about 9:30. About the same where he was before. We look at Hazlitt behind. Let's see how much. We saw where Hood was. Watch that tape on the wheel. It's going as far, but it's not there as long.
And a little correction because of the slipstream, I presume, in that one. But, yeah.
He's getting a lot more rotation out of the car, so he's not having to keep it there as long. So he is saving his tires better than Hood. But yeah, I mean, 30 laps to go. I mean, it's again, tires aren't a huge thing here, but
it's contact from behind.
There's a wiggle. Looks like Bentley got in the back of Hazlitt.
Yes.
They're going to put second 2 rows side by side. That's going to get Schoen's going to drop down to P5 there.
He's trying to put his nose back in there, isn't it? Justin's trying to close the door on him.
I don't know if he meant to touch him there, but you get that's how you get moves done at Martinsville. When you start getting impatient, you give him a little bit of a nudge, just kind of knock him up the track a little bit. It's what Dale Earnhardt used to always famously say. It's not didn't try to wreck him. He tried to rattle his cage a little bit, just kind of knock him out of the way, and you'll see that here. This is a great track for that kind of racing.
There's another gentleman that I casted on here on the James Broadcast Network the other day called Jacob, and he's like, he's a real redneck. He doesn't mind being called a redneck caster, that's his thing. And he's like, he got beef, he get into the door and stuff like that. So I mean, talking about that, isn't it? They're getting into the doors.
That's it, man. That's what it's all about. Yeah. It's getting in, it's roughing them up. This kind of short track racing is the heart of racing in the United States, especially East Coast, Southeast. Dirt track racing, short track racing, late models. I mean, it's popular all over the country, to be fair, but this is where the majority of racers are. It's not like in England or in Europe where you get road racing. There's a nudge. There's a nudge on the 46. That's going to send Slaughter up. Herzig kind of knocking on his door a little bit.
He's turning in too much there. Look at that. I mean,
now he's trying to pinch him. He's trying to pinch him. And see, they leave each other room. The track is wide enough to do that side by side. Looks like Slaughter's going to keep the position for now. And but yeah, a little bit of a nudge there, just like knock knock. Hey, I'm here. Thankfully they survived and lived another day. But I don't think this is over. I think Herzig's ready to get by Slaughter here, but he's just not getting the drive off the corner. And you see the different angles of entry there.
Is he getting impatient? Do you think he's getting impatient? Like, do you think it's like he feels like I got a little bit more pace than you do here, mate, and I want to get past? And Jeff's, of course, they're on the edge racing. They're like, no, well, once again, you allow a little bit of space. We'll see. We're right on board. You can see Mark's really had to fight this minute. He's been hitting that inside chicane too. And I also wanted to ask you that question, like, how much is that really going to compromise your exit there and lift the car up a little bit?
It severely. It's severely. It will. It doesn't. You're never gonna. It's not gonna work. It makes the car upset. What I was looking at here with Herzig though is it looks like he's faster. He's kind of touched the wall there on entry. It's what messed him up there. But he's faster on the kind of the first phase of exit. Did you see our race sponsor trying to get a move done here on the Napa machine? It's gonna.
Yeah, come on, Matt, get it done there. All right, we got
it.
Yeah,
we're going to lose a position there to Harmon. Harmon's going to move up there, take the spot back. Honeycutt's not done. He's going to try to send it back under. And Harmon says, nope, I will close the door right there. Thank you, sir.
Get it done,
and they both live on to drive another day as the leaders are bearing down right behind them.
You read my mind exactly. Let's have a look.
That is
becomes Thomas.
I love the inside. I love that color. It's just so cool.
Yeah, it's like on those long flights. I mean, they're doing going to Australia and stuff like that too. They dim the LED lights, so it gives you this like midnight blue. Kind of makes you feel like, oh yeah, you can go to sleep now. So Thomas Hood's not going to sleep because
they're getting racy up front here, Biggles. There it is. Race leaders under attack. It's going to be Hood's going to be under attack from
He's going for it.
He's going to take the position. Can Hood get down to the bottom? Oh, Hood's got no grip up in those marbles. You see that? He just lost 4 positions in 1 lap. He's got to get down to the bottom. Maybe the tires are completely falling off. He's going to drop in behind Showen here. So 21 laps to go, excuse me. So I think Hood, he's not going to be able to respond to this. I think the tires are he's used the prime of those tires off the scene here. So now you got Hazlitt up front, followed by Bentley and Hyatt.
And then they're going to get past this battle because these 2 drivers are want to get it done, and of course these other drivers are responding at a fast pace up the road there. Because now you got Hazlitt right up on the rear bumper of that battle we just witnessed between Matt and Ryan. And of course they're going to have to. What do you do here?
You'd hope they get out of the way. Yeah, you'd hope they get out of the way, but they're looking awfully racy here.
Yeah.
And let's see if Hazlitt's going to try to make a move up the inside. He's going to probably make a look early here. No, not yet. Oh, he's going to send it. He's going to send it, and that's going to make Harmon move up the road. That's one of those things you kind of want to plan that a little bit earlier as he comes back on at the 4. Ooh.
Yeah.
You got to look down the road here a little bit.
But that's compromised Matt as well, too, because remember, he was battling with him, and he has to back off now because he's going to let all these drivers through, no doubt, and, try to be as polite as possible, which he is, and of course, he's our race sponsor on top of it, but it's frustrating, isn't it? Because that battle that they're doing, and he gets on the marbles out there too, my friend. Lucky save. But look at this too. The battle for the Justins.
Yeah, I was going to say, I wonder if Hazlitt can get by Honeycutt. Honeycutt's actually going to go defensive here, and he's not letting the leader by, so that's going to slow Hazlitt down. It's like Hazlitt's going to get a good run off here. I saw Honeycutt kind of go defensive in the turn 3 right there. But should be able to get the move done now, not lose too much more time. But I think that backed him up to Bentley here just a little bit. But not much. I think he's done cleared him. He's going to check off into the sunset. Now, can Bentley get by?
Ooh, 76 had to slow down there for a second, didn't he? He's struggling. He almost tagged our race leader, didn't he? That's always tough.
Honeycutt looking awfully racy here for the leaders, but he's not doing anything wrong. I mean, he's just kind of running his line, doing his thing. It's up to the leaders to get around him, I guess. But leaders are having their own race too. Now he's just kind of holding up Bentley here. He's going to push Bentley back, and there goes Herzig around, getting dumped by the 51.
Keep it going. We want green, mate. We want green in the end of this one for sure.
No yellow comes out. Man, that looked like a dive and a half there from the 51, I think. But
look at this.
Meanwhile, up front, yes.
This is where the 76 machine, isn't it? Honeycutt's coming into play here. Wonder if he's also trying to help out maybe his mates and his not teams, but you help out your mate a little bit. You say, mate, I kind of favour this driver more than another and help him out. Who knows? It does happen in motorsports. Maybe I'm just trying to excite this a little bit too much. That's contact. And they're going around. That's got to be a caution. Yep.
Sorry, Biggles had an internet drop there for a second. I'm back with you.
You lost you, yeah.
So what did I miss? Oh, the leaders wrecked.
Yes, they did. You get it for a second. It was all going pole-shaped at that point. My friend, I knew something was going to happen. It says your internet had dropped, but let's have a look. You can have a look now if you can.
So this is, I see Honeycutt's there.
Yeah, this is Ryan.
So
this is when
P2, Ryan P3, P4 got on the curb a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh, that was netcode all the way.
Netcode. I was going to say, and it backs up both of the 79 machine as well too, as who's remember a lap down. So
Bentley and Hyatt both go around. That's good. Is that going to let Showen get through, get up to P2, or is he going to? No, he's going to stay behind the 16. Everyone does a good job of avoiding the 40 there.
Yeah.
Of Ryan Hyatt. According to the standings that I have right now, it's still showing the 40 car in P3. So I wonder if he's getting that position back. Unless it just hasn't updated yet. But yeah, you can't blame the 76 there. I mean, 76 was doing his thing. Yeah. He got out of the way. He got the curb. Maybe it wasn't netcode. Man, it was close. But he got the curb, kind of got off the line there a little bit. Tapped the back of the 16, went around, but...
So he's still showing Justin in P2 as well, too. Justin,
I think... go back to live pictures here. I wonder if... is the 40 back up there? He is. No, wait.
Yeah. It's changing it around at the moment.
Okay, there it goes. Yeah, it's like it's got to get caught up here. So he did lose the position there. That's unfortunate. 13 laps to go. Was running P3.
Who do you want to pull in? I think pull in Honeycutt if he's around, because It's been interesting. He's been mixing it up with them, and I want to hear, because we always hear from race leaders and stuff. See if Honeycutt's around. We always hearing from.
Let's pull Honeycutt in. Here we go.
This is interesting. Go ahead.
Hey, James Honeycutt, it's PBJ and Biggles in the booth. Got a copy?
10-4, gotcha.
Hey, buddy, just wanted to check in with you. You've had a great view of this battle for the lead here in that last incident. Are you getting lucky dog this time? You getting your lap back?
According to race control, I'm supposed to be getting the lucky dog. Been trying to save as much as I can, so this caution came out at a great time.
Perfect. Well, let you get back in the race. Any comments though before we let you go back in?
These last 13 laps going to be crazy.
All right, brother. Well, best of luck.
Yeah.
10-4.
That's excellent, and you can see him at the moment because he's still mixing it up with them. Remember that he was, and I just love it. He's feisty driving. I mean, he has, because he's got to get back onto the lead lap there, get in and then get some great positions.
I didn't want to hold him in because if he was talking to race control, I didn't want to pull that away from him. So that's why I kind of threw him back in there.
So he's slowing down right now, having let everybody through, so I'm not quite sure.
So he's not getting the wave around. He's getting sent to the back of the line.
That's going to be painful, isn't it? Considering
that's the complete opposite of what he expected. Unless, you know what, maybe he is back on the lead lap. He's just not actually driving back around the field. Because remember, they're not counting any laps under yellow.
True.
So he might be. My timing still hasn't updated. So
look at Matty here, still all dinged up there.
Still a good-looking race car, though. Let me tell you what, it's a good-looking race car.
He's still a sponsor, of course, and we thank for him for that. For the Juicebox division there, as he spoke about it. Look, he's getting the wave around.
He's getting the wave around.
Yeah.
That is unfortunate for Mr. Honeycutt.
Yep. Remember, they were racing. Both of those drivers were racing wheel to wheel, and it was interesting, wasn't it? Because he had to lift off a little bit. I was so, we were focused on everything that was going on. Of course, that's why you have replays and everything to have a look at, and you can look at that back later, of course, on YouTube anytime you want and see that. Drivers are going to go back and review it, but we're going to go green flag racing again. That was quick.
13 laps to go. It's going to be Justin Hazlitt on the inside and Justin Bentley on the outside. Adam Schoen inside of row 2, and he goes into the wall. And that is a massive accident that is going to just wreck havoc. And the 41 cars on the roof. 41 car T.A. Hood Jr. led most of the race. He's going to get the courtesy, try to drop back on from the 62. Can they knock him back down? No, he took the toe.
Well, this is exactly what we heard, wasn't it? It's exactly what we heard from Honeycutt. He said, hey, this is going to get crazy. And guess what? It got crazy. It got crazy before
Honeycutt
you even
should get the wave
line.
around now for sure because he's the first car on the lead lap. And this is a case, I mean, so the rules of triple bypass are you are supposed to stay in line until you cross the start-finish line. And I can tell you that did not happen for somebody.
You can see it's going to be a domino effect, wasn't it?
Looks like Schoen and Honeycutt, or Schoen and Hood just kind of both went for the same spot on the track right there. I can't really blame either one of them. They were both just in the middle of the track. So maybe Schoen comes up a little bit, but you can't blame him for doing that. So he's running kind of one lane off the bottom right there. You see Hood kind of relative to those white lines that are to his right. He's not really coming down. He's actually kind of doing his thing. Well, now they both kind of converged to each other, didn't they?
Yeah.
That's just unfortunate. And unfortunately, took out a lot of good race cars behind him. 1, 2, 3, 4. Man, I'll tell you who's going to look good in this, though, is Mark Herzig in that 57. Just found his way all the way up probably to the second row now. I think he is actually going to be P4 through all this mess. And he started that restart down in P11.
I think you're right, isn't it? Yeah, this is the reason why. This is why I love, and I've been... I'm commentating a lot of oval racing of recent late too, of truck series, NASCAR series, and stuff like that. I love it. I'm from a road course. I come from a road course just like James. This is our bread and butter. But now, and there's James. He will get the lucky dog this time around when he wanted. So just by sticking into it, he said it was going to go crazy. But yeah, it's just the good thing about it, of course, is that it's not like a Max Verstappen up the road there by 30 seconds or any race that's going to win the race. At any situation like this, anybody could win, even if you're right at the back. Because look at Thomas Hood's now in pit road.
So
he's come in, and there's Adam. Go ahead.
Biggles, possible storyline here. Excuse me for interrupting. I think all of our leaders just pitted.
They did.
I think we heard Honeycutt mention saving fuel. and it didn't connect the dots until just now. With these extended yellows, and remember, these laps do not count, so we still have 13 racing laps to go. I think they came in for fuel. And I think, so Herzig is now showing P2 on my timing, and our race leader is actually Jared Jackson.
Jared Jackson, exactly.
Took that restart in P9 on that last restart. Herzig was P11. So your race leaders of Hazlitt, Bentley, Hyatt, Schoen, all those guys have pitted, and we have a restart with 12 laps to go. Now, we probably think they have the fuel to get to the end. What about Herzig? What about Jackson? What about the new guys up front? Oh boy, what's going to happen now?
And with 12 to go, blink and you miss it because of the relatively short laps. So this is looking fantastic, isn't it, for Jared? Fantastic for Mark. You've even got the Aussie back there, John. He's been hovering around, and they go. So this is, look at this already.
Can they make it, though? Can they make it to the end? If the leader's pitted, that tells me these guys might not make it. Especially if Honeycutt was talking about saving fuel. Honeycutt did get the wave around by that.
Well, Al's already boxed
earlier. They extended it. They extended the yellow, so they got to go one more. Pace car already hit pit road.
So could this be there for Al? Remember that early pit stop he had to take there because of the accident? He's the first one.
He's probably good to go. Where's let's see, where's Hazlitt in this mess? Let's see, 1,
Hazlitt's
2, 3,
down
4,
here.
5, 6,
Right
7,
down here.
8, 12, 13, 14. I'm counting. He's in P15 according to my math.
Yep, should be about
That's
right.
really far back for Martinsville.
Oh, P14 now has sorted itself out, so that's a lot of work to do in 13 laps. So he's gonna
I tell you what, I mean, if everybody can, if they can't make it though, what kind of chaos are we going to see? Now, if there's any more yellows and they were short already, then they're probably guaranteed not going to make it. But let's see, are we going racing now? No, they extended it again. What is going on?
Well, that's
just burning fuel for these guys that they don't have.
You're right, isn't it? I mean, because they're going to go as slow as they possibly are allowed to go. But it is,
holding the clutch, a little bit of throttle, roll it around, hold the clutch.
Is that what they'd be doing? Yeah, let's have a look.
That's what I'd be doing for sure. Saving fuel as much as like clutching it all the way around.
Because you're not running the clocks, the laps down like you would obviously in road courses, are you? Let's see if
we go racing this time. It's like Schoen is disconnected, by the way. So Schoen, who was in P4 in that last restart, is out of the race. Disconnected. There's the restart. It's going to be Jared Jackson leading Mark Herzig with 12 laps to go. It looks like Jackson's got some damage on the front of that car too, so he might be struggling for grip as the timing tower sorts out all these changes, and it should recycle around next time again, unless maybe see if it cycles through this time. Let's see if it shows.
Starting to slap the wall. Remember, the tires are still just baked and done as well. Al, we're going to keep an eye on Al, but Al's under pressure there from Ryan. And Ryan has not boxed yet. I think Ryan, no, he didn't. So we've got to look at all the timing sorting itself out. But look at that, we got 11 to go now. So, and here he is.
Actually, at this point, I'm not sure who's leading the race because now it's showing Jackson in P6, although he took the green flag on that one. It's showing Hazlitt leading this race right now. But I'm not sure what I trust right now. Hazlitt, Jackson's first on track, followed by Herzig. We know they didn't pit, and they would have moved up. I think the leaders, maybe when they pitted under yellow, it may have messed up the timing towers a little bit. So we got to sort this out and see what's going on. On track right now, you've got Jared Jackson defending against Mark Herzig at the front of the pack. It's showing Hazlitt and Bentley running P1 and P2 on the timing tower. But I think this is the race for the win. It has to be because
they are the front. Pitted. Yeah, because if we look at the drivers behind, we know that
unless
they're
the pace car. I mean, unless the pace car picked up the wrong drivers, but you'd think they get waved around if that was the case.
And it looks like at the moment that Mark is a little bit quicker. You'd probably give him a push along here, maybe to say, look, mate, we're running out of gas at the moment. Let's see if I can push you a little bit. You can lift off, and then maybe we'll switch it around.
Yeah, lift and coast, man. Yeah. Lift and coast is the thing. He's right on the bumper. It gives him a little bit of a nudge. Yeah, they got to be racing for the win here. They got to be. So if you're looking at this, and that, I see Herzig really backed off when he did that. That's kind of surprising. But so that's going to let Jackson get further down the road. Got third in the second pack right now. You got Dickens, Campbell, and Crutchley, who on the timing tower are showing 8, 9, and 10.
Yeah.
But
we'll get that figured out obviously at the very end. But we know that
we
know for a fact that Jared is the one that's up the road. I mean, let's have a look obviously on the blimp static camera. Look at it. See? Oh, and there's an accident.
Oh, there's a wreck off of turn 4. Multiple cars around.
Oh.
Big pile up. 45. Al Corey almost went upside down. That's gonna throw another
It's
yellow.
got
with
Thomas in there
5
as
to go.
well. Our race leader for so long. What has just happened? Justin
like
Bentley.
somebody-
This is also going to be an opportunity for these other drivers to go on a pit road too, but let's have a look.
Yeah, it would.
I don't know. Yeah, 5 to go. Do you really want to risk it?
Nah, this one you run what you got now.
There. Oh, let's
So
come up
that's
further.
well, that's reacting to the wreck further up the road. Yeah, it looks like Al Corey may have been the one we want to look at there. He was around when they got there, and
Was he spun on his own?
let's see, did he loop?
No,
No,
oh,
in front
no.
of him they were
That's in
wrecking.
front of them.
So
It's
it's further up
48
the
or-
road.
Yeah.
The 122 car of Brian Dickens, maybe first to arrive or first on scene. Let's see, this Nick Halda here.
There's a lot of, yeah. I think it's probably before Nick as well too, because there's a lot of other cars up the road.
They're going to go in.
It's hard to say.
Yeah, they're wrecking. So something happened ahead of these guys, and that caused everybody to check up and back into it. So I'm trying to look on the other
don't know.
side over here,
Anyway,
figure out what's going on with the timing.
it sorted itself
because
out. Now it's
now-
still showing Justin here.
Well, now Justin's up front,
Yeah.
and I don't think I'm kind of going back and looking. Jared Jackson did not pit, so I'm thinking based on what we've seen there, I'm thinking that the pace car must have picked up the wrong person there, Biggles, which is interesting because you'd think they get waved around if that was the case. Because their leader is Hazlitt, and I'm looking at his lap times. Well, it will be in about 30 seconds, and I'll tell you if he pitted or not, because I thought he did. Or do you have that on the SDK? Can you pull that up? Put you on the spot like this. Looking at the timing. Yeah, according to the timing, he didn't pit. So I think the pace car just picked up the wrong car. So we'll file that one away in the Bermuda Triangle of iRacing weirdness and just roll with it. But
Yeah.
meanwhile, back up front, Justin Hazlitt in the 027 car is leading this race. And we're back to the familiar standings where we were. It's Justin Hazlitt, Justin Bentley, Thomas Hazlitt, Jeff Slaughter, top 4.
This is going to be very interesting at the moment there. So you said about 6 cautions overall at the moment. Are we on the 6th caution? We are on the 6th caution. So you might have that one.
That's what you said. If we get one more, I win, right? Okay, good to know.
No, that was in the chat. That wasn't me. I was just reading what the chat was saying earlier in our YouTube chat.
Well,
so
I was getting my bets ready for Vegas this weekend. We're ready to go.
Oh, yeah.
So I take back everything I said about fuel. I mean, I don't know, man. Now I'm confused. So
we got drivers in pit road. So this is interesting. You got Al that's
Mike
gone
Rita's
in.
in.
You got
Some
Brian.
damage here.
Brian.
Tried to listen one ear in the race control as well.
Yeah,
They're
I
doing
had
a lot
that.
of talking on race control, and I'm trying to see what they're saying here.
I had that disabled, obviously, for the broadcast a bit too much. Is that pace car pulling in? Are we going? We don't know if they're going to call it. We had that.
Well, they're going
before.
green. Here we go.
Yeah. All right.
Going green. It's going to be Justin Hazlitt leading the field.
Oh, look at this in the background here. There's a huge.
Getting
push
racy. 5 laps to go. You got to get moves done now. If you're going to do it, you got to send it. The 40 car of Ryan Hyatt trying to get back up to the front. That car's quick. But Hazlitt looking to get win number 8 on the season. Mr. Justin Bentley trying to run him down. He's got about 3 car lengths up the road to get it done. The elder Hazlitt, Thomas Hazlitt, and P3. Everybody's kind of holding station here. 4 laps to go. It's going to go by quick. No real big moves going on just yet.
Nice.
Side by side through 3 and 4. Car around in turn 4. Is that going to be another yellow? It is. 3 laps to go. Yellow's out.
It looks like it was Lewis. Is that Al again? It can't be. Al might have been involved in this. Let's have a look. I'm not sure if this is correct because Al's by himself trying to catch the rest of this pack, of course, after he just came out of pit road. And let's see. No, he might. I think he's collided with. I think Lewis is going around. Well, it's not showing me anything at the moment. What's going on here?
I think I heard in the
Yeah.
chat, it's like Crutchley got loose and
Something
had to
around,
turn it
yeah.
back off again. But yeah, let's look at. So this is Flowers here.
Yeah.
Gonna be further up the road a little bit, I think.
Oh no,
Oh no, he just got dumped. Yeah, 62.
lift it up.
got run over by the 76. Maybe cars checked up in front of him there a little bit. It's kind of bottleneck them all up, but
yeah, that's what happens, isn't it? At the end of the day, we're gonna get 2 to go when we go. Who gets the wave around there?
Somebody flying around there. That was the. Trying to catch him on mine. He's going too quick. There he goes. That's Al Corey getting the wave around.
Oh, Al, there you go. So give Al back into play here. Yeah, there he is. Sorry, it's the timing's gonna try to figure itself out because yeah, Al gives a wave around because Al is showing us on the timing, of course. That Al will go back at a P16, give or take, as the caution to number 7. Let's hope if we can get green in the end, we probably could still have another caution or 2.
Yeah, if they make it to the white flag, then that's if they make it to the white flag, then that's it. They're not going to throw a yellow, but if they get one before that, they'll throw it and do a green-white checker, I'm sure. Pace car lights are still on, so yeah, I'm not sure if fuel was I mean, we kind of built the storyline around fuel, but maybe that was maybe that's not the case. It's like all these guys are running strong. They haven't pitted. Honeycutt was talking about saving. Maybe he's talking about saving something else. Maybe he was talking about saving fuel, saving tires, something like that. So,
yeah, we can't pull any drivers in at this point now with this much time to go because as soon as you pull them in, they're going to be like, go green. And we need them to focus, of course, because you have both the Justins that want to take this race win. And real quick, of course, while we have a little bit of time there, you can see in the standings at the moment, you have Justin that's got to, Hazlitt is leading the race, and that could give him another whole bunch of balls. It's unfortunate to see what happened with Mr. Hood, isn't it? That one little mistake you saw with perhaps those tires. Of course, he's still in it, but he's all the way back P13 at this point.
It's tight restarts. He's down. I mean, you consider the only 2 drivers that have won a race this season are the drivers in P1 and the drivers in P5 right now. So second place, third place, fourth place. None of these guys have won a late model race for triple bypass this season so far. So they are hungry to get a win. Hazlitt's been up there 7 times already. You got to throw the brakes on going into turn 1, get the car woed up. If I'm someone like Bentley, and we're going to go side by side for a double file restart, which was not to be confirmed yet. Let's see if they do side by side or not. Now, they're going to say single file. So if you're Bentley and you want this win, you got to send it in turn 1. You got to send it hard. I mean, if that car's in the way, sorry for him. It's like you got to go for the win.
I was seeing Wes Bentley in the standings as well too. At the moment, he's not even in there. No,
yeah,
he's got to go for glory here for sure, isn't it?
He's got to go. The elder Hazlitt's in there as well. Yeah. So let's see what happens here on this restart. It's going to be 2 to go on the restart. So let's see. Can Bentley make a move on Hazlitt? Hazlitt gets a great jump. That's what he's got to do. Surprise him. He did. He's already ahead by 2 car lengths in the turn 1. He got a little battle here for P3. 2 to go into turn 1. Single file through. It looks like Thomas Hazlitt maybe got a little loose off the corner. That's going to let Jeff Slaughter look on the inside. Nothing quite there yet. Meanwhile, up front, they're going to catch the white flag. Looks like nobody's gone around, so this should be the race. One more lap at Martinsville and triple bypass. Justin Hazlitt through turns 1 and 2. Looking to secure win number 8 on the season. 3 car lengths ahead of P2 of Mr. Bentley. He goes through 3 and 4. And for triple bypass at Martinsville, it's going to be Justin Hazlitt taking the win. Got a wreck off of turn 4. A few cars go around.
Oh, I didn't even going to get across.
But I think your top 3 there is going to be Justin Hazlitt, Justin Bentley, Thomas Hazlitt. Just like they started that final restart. And, Jeff Slaughter. So big movers there. Big movers there on the last restart. The big story there is Jared Jackson is the driver that went around on that restart. He's actually going to finish P16.
Oh, yeah.
After starting the final lap in P5. So that is not the way you want to finish there. Let's see what happens. Did you get a little help from Herzig here coming off turn 4?
Yeah,
goes in. There it is. There's the bumper.
This is
now,
in
did
turn
he get
4,
Herzig
right?
involved as well? And he got away with it. You see Harmon got involved there. And Jackson just got nowhere to go. So he's probably going to go looking for Herzig after the race here to settle some, have a discussion.
Fisticuffs down pit road. Yes.
There it is. Oh, yeah, he's not happy.
Oh, yeah.
Typical Martinsville. Hey, it happened in my NextGen race too. I was P3 and I think I finished P6 on the final lap because of something like that. So it happens, but he is not a happy camper.
No.
Yeah, there you go.
Especially as you get deep into the season as well, too, of course, because every little point starts to really count at that, doesn't it? So
that's it. Exactly. Well, Juicebox 90 at Martinsville in the books. Triple bypass delivering late models once again on a Tuesday night. Let's recap those standings for you. Your race winner, Justin Hazlitt, taking the win.
Not it. This is it.
That's the heat. There we go. Flip it over. Bam. Justin Hazlitt taking the win in the 027 car. Wins over half a second from Mr. Justin Bentley. Rounding out the top three is going to be Thomas Hazlitt. P4, Jeff Slaughter. P5, Ryan Hyatt, Nick Halda, James Honeycutt, Mark Herzig. Thomas Hood Jr. with a recovery drive up to P9. That's a good recovery for Thomas there. Rounding out the top 10, Mike Weeda, Al Corey, P11, and Crutchley, the Naj, Crutchley, and P12, Louis Flowers, Mike Harmon, Matt Harmon. I can't read Biggles, I'm sorry. Ben Harcum, Jared Jackson, John Campbell, Brian Dickens, and P18. And then the rest of the field, DNFs, Adam Schoen, Ryan Murray, Grant Parker, and Jason Benson with the start and park there in the final position. So let's see if we can talk to some of these guys. Maybe we bring in our P3 finisher first, work our way to the front. Is that okay with you, Biggles?
Yeah, absolutely. Let's go ahead. Let's bring in Thomas Hazlitt.
Here he is in the booth, Mr. Thomas Hazlitt, securing the P3 finish on the night. Mr. Thomas, how are you, sir?
I'm doing good. I'm doing really good.
Walk us through that race, man. It looks like you had a kind of a clean, quiet race, kind of slowly working your way toward the front there, saved the tires, got there at the end. Was that pretty much what it was like from your perspective?
Oh, yeah, that was a typical Martinsville race. It was really crazy. A lot of fun, though. Man, front, I went back to 8th or 9th, I feel like, at one point, and then worked my way back, and then it was wild.
Did you think you had anything for Justin, either one of the Justins up ahead of you, or are they just too quick?
Absolutely not for my son. There's no way I had anything for him. I don't think I had enough tires for Brinkley either, to be honest. I gave it our Bentley. I gave it everything I had, but I burnt the right front pretty good when I got shuffled back early. I should have taken my time and just worked my way to the front slowly, but sometimes when you get things happen, you kind of get impatient.
Hey, well, it worked out. P3 is a P3 in the books no matter what. Can't be too bad with a P3 finish. Anybody you want to say hey to tonight?
Oh, yeah. I'd like to say happy anniversary. My anniversary is Thursday night, 32 years. And so happy anniversary to my wife. I'd like to thank Team OER, everybody there. I'd like to thank Jeff Slaughter for the paint job tonight, Jared Jackson for paints earlier in the season, and a pretty good job. Everybody did good tonight.
Well, congratulations, sir. That's a great accomplishment, both mainly in the marriage, but also in the race tonight. So congratulations. Best of luck. We'll talk to you next time.
All right. Thank you. Good job to y'all.
Thank you.
32 years, right? Wow.
That's a long time. Congratulations. Yeah. That's awesome. So let's bring in our P2 finisher tonight. He ran his way up, got P2, couldn't quite get the win tonight, but Mr. Justin Bentley's in the booth with PBJ and Biggles. How are you tonight, sir?
And that's sir. How are you?
Very good, very good. Saw you try to get something there on Justin ahead of you. Couldn't quite get it done. Looked pretty racy there toward the late stages of the race, but those restarts just didn't give you quite enough time to get the move done, right?
Yeah, it's tough single file restarts. I used my stuff up and I had some damage there, but he just ran a flawless race. He executed perfectly. He was going to be hard to beat.
Looks like you saved your tires pretty well there. Was able to keep the run there at the end. A couple drivers up ahead of you there just weren't able to stay in front as the tires slowly burned off. Anything else? I mean, what highlights of the race for you tonight? What was the highs and lows point for you?
No, it's just overall good for a Martinsville race. I was pretty pleased with that. A lot of green flag racing. You don't see that normally at Martinsville. I really enjoyed that. It was a struggle there at times, but overall it was a pretty good race. I enjoyed it.
Very good. Anybody you want to give a shout out to tonight?
Yeah, I'd like to give a shout out to my mom. She was watching, pretty sure. My teammates, the league, Matthew for sponsoring this race. That means a lot for us. Like I said, the admin team, they do a great job with this league. Just like to thank them.
Well, congratulations on the P2, brother. We'll talk to you again soon.
I appreciate it, and I appreciate you guys for the broadcast too. Forgot to bring that up. Appreciate it.
See ya. That was Justin Bentley in P2. We're going to go ahead and talk to our race winner tonight. He did it again. It's win number 8 on the season for Justin Hazlitt in the 027 car. Didn't get the pole, but you know what? He got the one that really counts on the other pointy end. He got the win. Mr. Hazlitt, how are you, sir?
I'm doing well. I think I did get the pole this race.
Well, the heat races, I saw.
Did. Yes, so,
did he?
yeah.
Okay, I was looking at the heat finishes because it had Hood in their front. But yeah, well, congratulations. And a win's a win. Number 8 on the season, kind of commanding win tonight. You got it, once, I guess, once his tires kind of fell off in front of you there, you'd never look back, did you?
No. That's kind of my my game plan for a lot of these races is save as much as I can while keeping as many as I can behind me, and then anything within 30 to go, I let it rip. I think I ran my fastest lap on the last lap.
That's pretty impressive.
You did. You did actually a 19.58 on the last lap.
Put the afterburners on.
It didn't show you at boxing at all. Did you actually head down at pit road or not?
No, that was I was on all ones because we can't pit or anything like that for tires in the series, so
yeah.
That was all on the same set.
But a few drivers did box actually behind you, like Justin Bentley did visit pit road, I think, and Jeff and stuff like that, which we're a little bit curious about because the timing went a little bit haywire and showed. I don't know if it was on you, Rumor, but it showed a few of the other drivers actually up the road from you as well during that race.
Yeah, that was quite a chaotic one there for like a good 10 laps or so.
Yeah.
Under caution, we were all confused. Chat was lighting up. We had no idea what was going on.
Yeah, we were confused too because we saw a few guys ahead of you. We thought maybe you guys pitted for fuel or something, and then they kind of took off down the road. But then it recycled the next pit stop and got sorted out, or next yellow got sorted out. So put you back up front where you deserve to be. So, hey, win number 8, man. Congratulations. Pretty dominating season so far. Anybody you want to say thanks to tonight or say hey to?
Yeah, I just want to thank everybody over at On Edge Racing. So like Jared Jackson, Nick Halda, Jeff Slaughter, my dad, Thomas Hazlett, T.A. Hood, all the boys over at On Edge. And I get yelled at anytime I don't say this. I'm going to thank my mom, obviously.
Well, make sure you thank both of them for 32 years anniversary on Thursday. Your dad gave us the green light on that one. So congratulations to you for the win. Congratulations on the season. Keep it going. You got a few more races left to go, and we'll talk to you again soon, I'm sure.
Absolutely. I think this one actually cemented I got the points locked in now. But have a good night, man.
Thanks, guys. See you.
I think it does, doesn't he? Look at that. 330 and adds another race win to his tally of 8.
He had the math ready. He brought the receipts, Biggles. He said, you know what? This win, I'm done.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to have to call him Justin Max Hazlitt now at this point, isn't it? Considering how dominating he is in this one. But yeah, any final words to my friend? Because, he's got the job done and obviously is going to make his father very proud, isn't he? Considering the fact that you could hear a little bit of the pride when Dad was talking about his son earlier. I got a little glimpse of that, so that was it's cool to see them both get a top 3 tonight. And there they are side by side on the track in front of you there in your background. So great to see it. Congratulations to the Hazlitts tonight. Congratulations on Justin for securing the championship. If that math checks out, we'll check that soon. So Biggles, always a pleasure, sir. Yes, it is, and it has been. And the pleasure of the triple bypassing racing machine hat at Martinsville. My first time around this track. The paperclip track does produce, doesn't it? And was fantastic. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. And, of course, our driver sponsor, of course, Matt Harmon there, as you said, for the Juicebox division. So make sure you check that out as well, too. Very exciting, isn't it? Matt explained it about there. If you've got children and you want them to get into motorsport racing and stuff like that, get that. It's going to be something to do. But that's it from us. Good night, everybody. Take care.